Hi, everyone, welcome back. This is English Listening Practice Podcast. It helps you to enhance your listening skill.
Ever been there? You're in a conversation, and your mind just, freezes. Not because you don't have the words, but there's this fear, this invisible thing stopping you. And your thoughts just race, like, what if I mess up? What if they laugh at me? What if my accent, makes them think I'm not smart?
Oh, absolutely. That internal monologue is so common.
If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's this battle, really, that language learners everywhere face every single day.
It really is.
So today we're diving deep into this fantastic collection of sources called Speak English Boldly, Overcoming Fear and Building Confidence.
Yeah, really powerful stuff in there.
And our mission, really, is to give you the tools, the insights from this material to start dismantling those fears. Because there's this core truth that runs through it all. You kind of need to stop caring so much what other people think.
Right, and it's not about being, rude or anything. The sources are clear on that. It's more about realizing that constantly looking for approval, it just holds you back. You can't grow that way.
Exactly. And the kicker is, most people aren't actually judging you anyway.
Not nearly as much as we think.
So get ready. We're going to uncover why confidence is something you actually build, how mistakes are, believe it or not, progress, and why your accent. It's not a flaw. It's actually a strength, a sign of bravery.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start unpacking this. The sources kick off by tackling this really common myth, the idea we're always performing for some invisible audience.
Yeah, we imagine this crowd everywhere. Classrooms, coffee shops, Zoom calls, just listening, waiting for us to slip up.
Totally, waiting for the mistake.
And the sources really dig into why we do this. It touches on something on the spotlight effect, It's this bias where we think people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are.
Right, like we're the main character in everyone else's movie.
Exactly, but the truth, people just aren't thinking about you that much, honestly. Most people are just so caught up in their own lives, their own worries, their to-do lists, that email they need to send.
Or maybe just a pimple on their forehead, like the source mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. They're far too busy to be sitting there analyzing your English skills.
There's this great insight from Aaron in the material. He says, everyone is walking around focused on their own lives. The pressure we feel often comes from within.
That hits it right on the head. That invisible audience we worry about. It's mostly imaginary. We build it ourselves.
So building on that, this fear that freezes us, it's not just like surface level embarrassment, is it? The sources show it goes deeper.
Much deeper. It taps right into our sense of identity, those questions that pop up. They're pretty profound, aren't they?
Yeah, like if I mess up speaking English, does that mean I'm stupid? Or if someone corrects me, am I just a failure?
If they laugh, should I even bother trying anymore?
Right.
That kind of thing. Fear basically whispers that making a mistake is dangerous, that it somehow chips away at your worth.
That's such a key distinction because the sources really clarify that's just not true. A mistake isn't some final judgment on you.
Not at all. It's just a moment. A chance to learn something specific. It's actually proof you're alive, you're in the game, you're learning, you're showing up.
Proof you're showing up. I like that.
Yeah. So then what's the real danger?
It's letting the fear stop you from trying in the first place.
Exactly. The sources draw this really stark contrast. Fear says, hang on, wait till you're ready. Wait till you've practiced more. Wait till your grammar is perfect.
Which might be never.
Right. But confidence, or maybe just the act of confidence, it says something different. It says, try now, just jump in, you'll figure it out as you go.
This is where things get really interesting, I think, especially for anyone like me, maybe, who thought confidence was just a personality thing, Like some people are just born outgoing and others are quiet or scared.
Yeah, that's a super common belief, that you either have confidence or you don't.
But the sources just completely debunk that. They say confidence isn't a trait you're stuck with. It's a skill.
It's a skill, like a muscle. You build it. Every time you try, every little act of speaking up, even when you're nervous, it strengthens that pathway in your brain. It's built through doing it again and again, exposure.
The material uses this brilliant analogy. Confidence is like a staircase.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Every time you choose to speak, or try when you're scared, or ask that question you think sounds dumb, you take one step up.
And that discomfort you feel.
That's the training ground. That's where the muscle gets built.
Absolutely. The core message is confidence comes from action, not from waiting for perfection. It doesn't just land on you one day. You build it by deciding, okay, today I'm going to do it anyway.
There's this great story from Evan in the source material. He talks about living in Brazil.
Right, and his Portuguese being, well, not great at first.
He says, my Portuguese was awful. I made mistakes every day, but I kept showing up.
And what happened?
And
And eventually people stopped caring. His progress came from patience, honesty, persistence, not instant fluency.
It's such a perfect example of just pushing through the discomfort until it fades.
Exactly. Keep showing up.
Okay, so let's talk more about mistakes then. What if we totally flipped how we think about them? Instead of seeing them as this problem to avoid.
What if we saw them as a tool, a necessary part of learning?
Yeah. Because the sources argue, pretty convincingly, that if you're never making mistakes, well, you're probably not stretching yourself.
You're staying safe, in your comfort zone, maybe waiting for that perfect moment to speak.
Which, as the material points out, basically means waiting forever. Perfection doesn't arrive.
So the core idea here, and it's so freeing, is that mistakes aren't failures, they're signals.
Signals of progress. Proof you're actually doing it, pushing your boundaries, moving forward.
Think about a baby learning to walk, right? They fall down constantly, 100 times.
But we don't scold them. We cheer.
Yay!
You took a step.
Exactly. We celebrate the attempt. And it should be the same with language learning. You stumble, you get up, you learn something, you get better.
Charlotte, another voice in the sources, puts it so well. She says, even if someone giggles at your mistake, that split second isn't defining. It's gone. But your courage remains.
That's powerful. The giggle vanishes. Your courage stays and builds.
Okay, let's shift to something that feels really personal for a lot of learners. The accent.
Yeah, this is a big one.
There's often this subtle message, maybe from media or even old school teaching, that the goal is to sound native, that fluency means hiding where you come from.
And the sources just call that out as a total myth. Your accent isn't a weakness. It's not something to fix or apologize for.
What is it then?
It's a sign of bravery. Seriously, it shows you're operating in a language that isn't your first. You're crossing borders, literal or cultural ones, to connect. That takes guts.
Absolutely. Your accent is part of your story, your heritage. It's your courage made audible. Think about it. Most people never even try to learn another language.
That's so true.
But you're on this path that takes serious brain power, emotional resilience, daily effort.
So the message is, let your accent be this badge that says, I'm learning. I'm brave. I'm growing. It's part of your journey. Own it.
Okay, but we know sometimes criticism happens. Someone corrects you harshly. Maybe they laugh or roll their eyes. We've all felt that sting, right? Can really stick with you.
Oh, definitely. It feels personal, humiliating even, and it can create this real barrier to trying again.
So what do the sources say about handling that? What does that criticism really mean?
This is such a crucial takeaway. Criticism often says more about the critic than it does about the learner.
Say more about that.
Well, think about it. A genuinely kind, helpful person corrects you gently to help you learn. Someone who mocks or is harsh, they might be doing that out of their own insecurity. Maybe they feel superior that way, or they just don't get the learning process.
So their reaction is actually about them.
A lot of the time, yes. It's a reflection of their issues, not a reflection of your inherent worth or intelligence.
So the advice is, let it stop there. Don't let it sink in.
Exactly. Don't let it seep into your identity or kill your motivation. Aaron reminds us, every expert was once a beginner.
Good point.
And most fluent speakers admire your effort. They don't judge it, the few who do. Their words don't deserve space in your mind. Just let it bounce off.
Okay, let's tackle another internal struggle. Holding back from asking questions we think sound basic.
Oh, yeah. Like, wait, what does linger mean again? Or is it at the party or in the party?
Or even, how does embed work in that sentence? We worry we'll sound dumb or uneducated, so we stay quiet.
But the sources flip this completely. Questions aren't signs of weakness or failure. They're tools, essential tools for getting better.
Curiosity
Yeah.
is your superpower.
That's it, exactly, your superpower. Every question you ask closes a little gap in your understanding. It pulls you closer to mastering the language. And hey, native speakers ask questions all the time. We do it constantly to clarify things.
Now, let's talk about this other thing, this sort of silent enemy for many learners, the obsession with perfection.
Ah, yes, perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, always finding the absolute perfect word.
It feels like that should be the goal, right? To be flawless.
It feels like it, but the sources argue that perfection is this, like moving target you never actually hit.
Yeah.
And constantly chasing it, it can seriously slow down your actual progress.
It becomes a barrier itself.
Paradoxically, yes, it can stop you from speaking at all, hindering the very fluency you want.
So instead of aiming for perfection, what should we aim for?
The sources say, aim for practice, aim for connection, aim for effort. Focus on getting your message across. Let people hear your ideas, your personality, your humor, even if the grammar isn't 100% perfect.
Connection over correction, maybe.
I like that, connection over correction, because perfection might sound nice in theory, but real communication, that authentic connection, that feels way better.
So after exploring all this, what does it really mean then to speak English boldly based on these insights?
Well, it seems to mean you speak even if your sentence isn't quite perfect.
You join the conversation, even with those butterflies in your stomach.
You let your voice be heard, stakes and all.
And maybe most importantly, you start to believe that your effort, your desire to connect matters way more than what anyone else might think.
Yeah, that invisible crowd, they're not the real audience. You are. You're your own audience.
And every time you choose that little bit of courage over staying comfortable, you're telling yourself something important.
What are you telling yourself?
I believe in my future self.
Right.
I believe I have something worth saying.
That's it. Powerful stuff.
Okay, let's quickly recap the big takeaways, the 8 powerful lessons from this deep dive that the sources really want you to hold on to.
Good idea. Let's nail them down.
1, that fear of judgment. It's mostly in your head. People are usually thinking about themselves, not your English mistakes.
2, confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built step by step, like strengthening a muscle.
3, mistakes aren't failures. Think of them as milestones, signals that you're actually trying and learning.
4, your accent. It's a mark of bravery. It tells your unique story of crossing cultures. Be proud of it.
5, when criticism happens, remember it often says more about the critic than about you. Let it bounce off.
6, asking questions shows strength, not weakness. Curiosity is your learning superpower. Use it.
7, action creates confidence. Don't wait until you feel ready. Just start. Start now.
And 8, perfection is a distraction. Aim for progress and connection, not some impossible ideal.
Those are really solid points to remember.
Definitely. Now, how about we shine a quick spotlight on some of that vocabulary from the source material? Understanding them helps embed these ideas.
Great idea. Go for it.
Okay, first, linger. It means to stay longer than needed. Like, that feeling of fear might linger after you speak, but you don't have to let it stop you next time. It suggests persistence.
Okay, linger. Got it.
Next, seep. This is about slowly leaking or spreading, often subtly. Like, don't let doubt seep into your thoughts and undermine your confidence. It's like a slow leak. Seep. Then giggle, a light, maybe silly laugh. The sources use it to reframe fear. Someone might giggle at a mistake, but that quick sound is tiny compared to your courage. It diminishes the power of that reaction.
Right. Don't let a giggle derail you.
Then embed. This means to fix something firmly inside something else, to integrate it. Like, confidence needs to be embedded in your daily actions, not just an idea. Make it part of what you do.
Embed the actions. Makes sense.
And finally, typo. A small writing error. The sources suggest treating spoken mistakes like typos. View your spoken errors like typos, minor slips, easily fixable, not a reflection of your intelligence.
Oh, I love that reframe. Treat spoken mistakes like typos. That takes the pressure off.
Exactly. It lowers the stakes.
So maybe try using these words linger, seep, giggle, embed, typo. When you think about your own learning, it really helps make these ideas stick.
Absolutely. And if there's just one core message to take away from all this today, let it be this: you are enough. Right now, as you are learning.
You don't need permission from anyone else. You don't need to reach perfection first.
All you need is that willingness to try, patience with yourself, and the courage to just keep going.
So really go for it. Let your English show your curiosity, not your fear. Tell your story. Ask those questions.
Laugh at your own mistakes sometimes and keep taking those leaps forward.
Because, as the sources really emphasize, the people who truly grow, who really evolve,
They're the ones who dare to sound a bit silly today, so they can sound brilliant tomorrow.
speak boldly,
Keep going.
and yeah, really try to stop caring so much what people think.